NFL opening night is finally here, and I have a banger format for you guys in this video. And we also have that one left over from last night's video with the two tennis props. They both cashed very nicely. Now we're waiting for this Mahomes and Kelsey stack, which we did get very good value on. Mahomes is still at 37.5, but Kelsey is now set at 8 on Prizepicks. And on Underdog, he's actually set at 8.5. So great value on that one. Good luck to those of you who tailed in last night's video. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel where we actually use math and statistics and actually win our bets, so much so that Prizepicks has limited my account to the point where I could only put $5 down per bet. But that's not going to stop me from showing you guys the best value for free on YouTube, or for those of you in my paid Discord. We are still cashing. We got this nice 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6 for those of you who got a replacement prop. I'm sure some of you watching absolutely cashed out last night. And by the way, for the Discord, just going to mention this quickly. I am running sales on both the weekly and monthly packages. The sale is still on from last night. Code NFL is going to give you 50% off your first week. And code Mahomes is going to give you 50% off your first month. You just click get access on the first link in the description. Then you can go ahead and use any of the promo codes on whatever package you want. Now, without wasting more time, let's get into the actual first prop I'm liking. And we're in the combo props. Not sure if any of you guys are really eyeing these, but this one right here with Rice and Flowers is very nice on the over half a rush receiving touchdown. So basically, one of these guys has to get a touchdown in this game. Now, for the Chiefs, besides Kelsey and Pacheco, Rice is that third most likely person to get a touchdown. I'm not just making these numbers up. If you go and check any sports book, you're going to see that they are in line here. Pacheco and Kelsey are about as equal as each other to get a touchdown, with Rice and Worthy followed right behind him. But that is just on a one sports book. If you cross-reference with another one on Pinnacle here, you're going to see anytime touchdown scorer is plus 151 for Rice. And if you go over to Worthy, he's actually plus 218. So Rice is much more likely, at least according to Pinnacle, to get a touchdown than Worthy is. So right away, that's already why I'm eyeing the Rice plus Flowers combo over the Andrews plus Worthy combo. Now, to a similar situation with Baltimore, I would say Mark Andrews is more likely to get a touchdown than Zay Flowers is, but it's less of a difference compared to the difference between Rice and Worthy. Mark Andrews is plus 198 to get a touchdown, and if you go check Flowers, he's around plus 212. So Flowers is less likely to get that touchdown, but overall, the better combo is going to be the Flowers plus Rice over the Andrews plus Worthy. The real question we really want to answer is how likely it is that either Rice or Flowers gets a touchdown. So if we go and check the odds, we could actually convert these into percentages. So plus 212 minus 385 basically means a probability of the yes and a probability of the no. And you could go ahead and put that in a calculator to convert it into percentages. And what we see here is there's a 28.76% chance that Zay Flowers gets a touchdown tonight. Now, that does sound terrible, but you have to consider that we also do have Rice within the lineup. And Rice is plus 151 towards the over and minus 237 towards the under. And if we translate that into percentages, well, then Rice has a 36.16% chance that he goes over that touchdown prop. And now that we have these two probabilities, we could combine them to see how likely it is that either of them gets a touchdown tonight. And you could do that with a probability calculator like this. This right here is the probability that Flowers gets a touchdown, and this is the probability that Rice gets a touchdown. Then you could find the probability that Flowers or Rice or both of them get a touchdown is going to be 54.5%. So that just proves to you that not only is the over the correct play on this specific combo, it is actually a pretty good play at 54.5%. And you're going to see when I build out the rest of the slip, I'm actually going to be correlating this prop with some other props. And that only elevates that 54.5% chance because if, let's say, Rice is getting that rush plus receiving touchdown, well, then that could mean that Mahomes is going over his passing yards. And I'm going to show you how that all makes sense with these next props. So the next one I'm going over to is the pass plus rush plus receiving touchdown. And we're going to be taking Lamar Jackson on his over 1.5. There's a couple of reasons I love this prop. And the first one is that his passing touchdowns prop, which excludes those rushing touchdowns that Lamar Jackson is known for here, is plus 145 minus 180, which if we convert to an actual percentage is 38.83%. And again, that excludes his potential for rushing touchdowns. This number is already pretty good considering the fact that Lamar Jackson is pretty likely to also get a rushing touchdown. So if we go over to touchdowns for Lamar Jackson, you're going to see that he's plus 175 for an anytime touchdown scorer. Yes, on its own, this would not be good. So I know that doesn't seem good because it's plus money, probably like a 33% chance that he actually gets that touchdown. But you have to consider that it's very likely that Lamar Jackson gets at least one passing touchdown. You can see that right here, minus 425 to record one or more passing touchdowns. So for that second touchdown, we're hoping it's either a rushing touchdown or a passing touchdown. And again, the passing touchdown is not that unlikely to get at least 2. And overall, the Ravens are expected to get 2 touchdowns very easily and maybe even 3. So since we're expecting around 3 touchdowns, we could probably also expect that Derrick Henry is going to be getting at least one of those touchdowns. So while we're talking about Derrick Henry, I might as well tell you to play on him. The play is definitely on the over. You can see minus 125 juice here on Bet365. But also if you check various other sportsbook, they all have him ripped juice towards the over. We could even see that on Pinnacle here. Derrick Henry on that anytime touchdown, minus 137 towards the over. The problem is I would actually not play this prop on Prizepicks. You can see they're giving you a flat line here. You could choose between his less and more for the same payout. But on Underdog, if you go ahead and check his rushing TDs prop, it's not exactly the same prop, but realistically, Derrick Henry's caught like 3 touchdowns in his career, and he has not caught a touchdown in the past 3 years. So you could probably be safe with this rushing TD prop at 1.1x. I've already actually played it on Underdog instead of Prizepicks because I think the value is better there on the straight rushing prop. Anyways, that was a slight sidetrack there, but let's say Derrick Henry does get one of those touchdowns. Well, then we're hoping Lamar Jackson gets a rushing touchdown, or better yet, Lamar Jackson gets 0 rushing touchdowns, and instead he gets 2 passing touchdowns to complete that 3 touchdown mark, where Zay Flowers is on the end of one of those touchdowns. And that's exactly why I have him paired up in this slip with the Zay Flowers combo. Because if Lamar Jackson is getting a passing touchdown, we're hoping that passing touchdown is going to be received by Zay Flowers here. And that's going to cash 1 out of the 1.5 here. And it's also going to completely cash this prop here. You can see how that's very correlated. I mean, it's kind of obvious the most correlated thing in the NFL is a passing touchdown with a receiving touchdown. So absolutely beautiful of a correlation there. Yes, it is possible that Lamar Jackson gets 2 rushing touchdowns. This cashes, and this is not cash at all. But in that case, if Flowers is not getting a touchdown, we still have that insurance on a Rice potentially getting a touchdown. And you have to think, if the Ravens are getting touchdowns, well, then the Chiefs are going to have to answer back with some more touchdowns, again increasing the probability that Rice actually gets that rush plus receiving touchdowns. So it's very indirect, but Lamar Jackson's touchdowns actually correlated with Rice's touchdowns on the over. So this is a beautiful triple over stack technically, because we got the combo prop there. And by that same reasoning, if we're expecting this to be a shootout game, maybe a lot of touchdowns, well, then we might as well go with Mahomes on his over 271.5 pass yards. And I'll show you once I fully build the slip out, there's not even going to be any payout nerfs, which there normally is in NFL, and it's perfectly correlated. So Lamar Jackson getting these touchdowns means Mahomes is going to have to retaliate, probably throw a lot of yards to someone, that being Kelsey, who is his main target. He set at 8 targets, 8.5 on Underdog, as I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. We want to be on his over 59.5 receiving yards. Very obvious correlation here. If Kelsey is getting 60 receiving yards, well, that automatically fills 60 passing yards of Mahomes' prop. So overall, we got this fully correlated shootout script slip right here, and it's going to pay that perfect 10x. And if you want to take it a step further and want to get 11.5x, you could go over to the passing touchdowns prop and take Lamar Jackson's demon prop. I don't normally advise demons, but in this case, it's super correlated with this prop right here, and you're going to still get the 11.5x if you guys want a little bit more juice there. Good luck on this slip and the slip I sent last night. Let's get it for NFL.